What up, what up, what up? Welcome back to Legend Game Pod. I'm your host. Right now we're doing a solo mode, only for a few minutes. Sage should be here any moment. He'll be stepping in the cage. We're doing this again on a Wednesday, so we got some updates. That'll be like a Wednesday update, you know? So if something happens Thursday, which I do have one thing that we'll talk about that I think could be updated, well, I hope is. I think we might get an update, but I'm not 100% positive we are. If you're watching the video right now, I know it's weird. I kept it on the dual stream thing mainly because I was lazy and didn't feel like switching from the solo and the dual. So right now you're going to see me in both boxes. I'm like jumping over this box, jumping over that box. Anyways, let's get into it. So it's August 11th. We got some cool stuff that happened this week. So not much. Not many people know. So I started on Atari 2600 console playing Wizard of War with my dad. It's awesome. It's a great game. I'm going to play it again on the new Atari that you can hook up with via HDMI. Very excited for that. Anyways, so that was like the first real game I played. And then a couple years later, I got my first computer. Well, really it was the family computer that you had to go on like fucking dial up. If you remember that with 56K modem. I bought a game from 3D Realms that you couldn't start from just like a start screen, like how you would install it and start it from like start Windows, you know, whatever fucking like Grand Theft Auto, right? Or Valorant or any of that shit. You click the little icon, you go into Steam, you go into the Epic Game Store, you click the desktop icon. However you want to get into it. That was not an option. So what I had to do was actually load this game up using MS-DOS as a fucking probably 7 or 8 at this time. 8-year-old, you had to use DOS commands to basically start the game up, which is intense. And maybe some of our listeners don't even know what DOS is. It's basically like the kernel for Windows before there was a UI. So you basically use like command line to start up these old video games. Also, these video games weren't on DVD or anything. They're on CD-ROMs. Anyways, the game in question that I had to start, through MS-DOS and stuff was from 3D Realms. It was called Duke Nukem 3D. And it's still, I love the game. It's like fucking nuts. It's crazy. They actually did a remake of it for PlayStation, came out on the PlayStation Store. I bought it and platinumed it like that night or the next 2 days. I wouldn't stop playing. And it was cool because it actually had 2 extra levels, which were awesome. So I got to play like the whole thing. Well, this week we got something very interesting. We got a trailer for a new Duke Nukem game that never happened. This would have been new in 2008, but so Gearbox, who makes like Borderlands and shit like that, they got the rights to make a Duke Nukem game. It was going to be Duke Nukem Begins. And it was basically this failed game that didn't come out. So this, they released a full CGI trailer, which shows some, I guess it's in gameplay. They say it's in game. I mean, they didn't really say it was in game, but like it looks like in game, but it also looks like very CGI. The gameplay doesn't look great, but it's cool what they're getting to, like a full 3D rendering of Duke Nukem. And there's a lot to get into this trailer. So the video was directed by Gregor Punchchats, Gregor Punchchats. Gregor Punchatz. Punchatz. Whatever. However the fuck you say that. That's what it is. Who worked as a molder on the original Doom games and Rise of the Triad. Punchchats. I'm reading this, by the way, from PC Gamer. Punchchats previously leaked some footage of this game in 2019 and decided to upload it now in full because it's still a piece that he is damn proud of. I am releasing this. This is a quote. Because it is a piece I am damn proud of. I'm releasing it 13 years after its creation. The whole team that worked with me deserves to see the released version into the wild. I hope this somehow resurrects this version of the game by showing the world how awesome it would have been. And basically it shows like, oh, thanks. Welcome. Thanks for the chat. Thanks for joining the Twitch chat. Anyway, so basically it shows like I'm honestly, he's right. It does show how awesome this game would have been. It looks fucking awesome. Like this game looks amazing. Thanks for the follow, by the way. I can't read the name from here, so, but trust me, I appreciate you. So basically, it opens up like a general like Duke Nukem game, but kind of like you just see footsteps and you're like, oh, what is this? Obviously, we all know it's the Duke Nukem trailer, so this would have been cool. Like imagine like at like Summer Games Fest now or TGS or dare I say an E3. So that would have been like the cool release of this. So we have co-op mode again. Sage decided to join for the podcast.
Player 2 joins the game.
Yeah. So which actually kind of goes into. So you see a couple footsteps and you're like, what is this? Then you see kind of like the hair and everything. You're like, all right, so it is Duke. Obviously. So he's lighting a cigar, which is a big part of, his character. He always has the buzz cut and the cigar and the sunglasses. And he's lighting with like a dude's ripped off mutated hand that's on fire, which looks fucking awesome.
Kinky.
And it kind of just moves into from there. And so now the two shot makes sense. That's why I was too lazy to switch it. So now everybody watching actually gets the normal thing as opposed to me in two boxes. So basically, we're talking about the Duke Nukem Begins trailer. So, and again, I gave a little bit of my past to how it's relevant to me because it's one of the games I used to do through DOS. And I also had to explain what DOS was.
The old blue screen.
Yeah. Well, no,
I
DOS
guess
is
it's black screen.
DOS is not blue. It's black screen. But I mean, it's like the system shell. But anyways,
yeah.
So, which looks great. So this is all still CGI. Then it goes into an in-game cut, which still looks like it could be a CGI. It looks horrible from a gameplay thing, but still looks cool compared to like what was there. So you see all the shooting mechanics and all this, and then he gets in a bar fight, and he's like shooting with two guns, shifting really fast, which is great. The guy grabs him behind, like it's all your favorite enemies, so the big pig, like the pig alien enemies. He like shoots through his arm, rips his arm off, beats him with his arm, then puts it on his backpack like he can carry the multiple weapons, shooting the other ones. And then it kind of goes out into a bunch of crazy shit. But then he's back in an alley surrounded by enemies. And then you just see it kind of zooms out with him in there. And then it shows like player 2, player 3, player 4, showing it's a 4-player co-op that you could have your friends drop in. So like I said, with the player 2 joins, it's kind of like that. And they're all Dukes with different color, basically different color wife beaters or like cutoffs or whatever the fuck that's like appropriately called.
I guess wife beater.
Tank top.
Yeah.
But we don't support that. I'm just saying that's the name of the thing. Anyways,
thank you for
that
clarifying.
wasn't clear. So which looks fucking cool. So it's like a multiplayer co-op kind of like Back 4 Blood, which we'll get into that. Left 4 Dead thing, which hasn't really been done on Duke Nukem before. It looks amazing. And then you see him flying around a jetpack, and he's like fighting all over the world. You see some car scenes with a rocket launcher that looks pretty cool. And then you see him flying through a jetpack with a monster, and it zooms out from the Statue of Liberty and like Big Ben are next to each other in like a desert, almost like Resident Evil Extinction, that really shitty movie-esque, kind of like a Mad Max situation. So you see all those for basically, you think you're seeing them because it's in the desert and like the world's gone to shit, but they're actually showing you to it for scale. Because then you see next to it's just like a toe, like basically a foot, and then it goes out. There's a massive monster that's clearly bigger than all of this stuff, and he's flying on a jetpack, shooting rocket launcher, flying through. Then it kind of ends and goes like Duke Nukem. And it's originally Duke Nukem Begin. So we're seeing this. This was made in 2008. They just dropped the trailer, this week. Basically because it was canceled and stuff like that. But it looks fucking awesome. And in like Gregor Punchaz, again, we already went over how I can't fucking say this guy's name. It looks amazing that what could have been, and it really does show how awesome this game fucking could have been because it looks incredible. I love the co-op, the dual wielding. It shows we see the shrink ray, which is a common weapon of his. Shrink ray, the freeze ray, or whatever the fuck it's called. The freeze thrower, I think they call it, and all of that. And it looks amazing how it started as like this 2D platformer, and now it's just like 3D FPS, third-person shooter. Duke Nukem 3D obviously was the first version of that. But yeah, Duke Nukem Begins was supposed to be the prequel for this, like the origin story of Duke and all of that, and that this is the game that it was supposed to be, and it looked amazing. And like, it kind of sucks. It was in development hell. It kept getting like switching developers on off, kept delay. And that's pretty much the story of Duke Nukem after 3D, because Duke Nukem Forever did the same thing. Did eventually come out. It was fucking terrible. And there were a couple other Duke games. 3D is the best, and still, in my opinion, still one of the best games. Like, it's one of my top games. I love that. It even shows a strip club scene, which, you know, whatever your opinion on strip club, it's just part of that guy's character. So they're staying true to the character, and he blows somebody out with a pipe bomb. And it's just fucking awesome. It looks cool. Made me feel like a kid again. So into it. Now I'm just more pissed off that like this game doesn't exist. But this to me kind of feels like the Deadpool test footage leak, where it's like Ryan Reynolds leaked it. Ryan Reynolds and Tim Miller leaked Deadpool test footage because no one was backing the movie, and they dropped their funding. And then that got so many views on YouTube that eventually Fox bought it and paid for Deadpool, because they weren't doing a movie until they did after the test footage got the popularity. Once it got popularity, that's actually how they got the deal to make the first movie in the first place. So they're kind of showing how powerful the internet can be. I think Gregor's idea, like he says, he's like, show how hope somehow resurrects this version of the game by showing the world how awesome it would have been. Mm-hmm. I think he's exactly right, and I think he's using the Deadpool play. We haven't really seen it be done with games, but I say, why the fuck not? Yeah. This gets a ton of views. I don't know how many views of that. I can like pull that up. But it looks
just
amazing.
Like a thing we're gonna see in the future, that like it's just called Deadpooling.
It should be called Deadpooling.
The intentional leaks.
Yeah, the intentional leak. Yeah, Deadpooling. I mean, so right now it has 160. Yeah, so this came out August 7th. It's the 11th. It has 163,000 views, which isn't a ton. This needs to get up into the millies. But again, I don't know for Duke Nukem how much do you need to prove the property is as big as it is. I mean, this is from 2008, and they just released a video. There hasn't been anything with Duke Nukem pretty much since that time. I can't remember when Forever came out, but it was around that time as well. So if you think about it, 163,000 is still pretty fucking good. I mean, I'm like 10 of them, not 10,000, but 10 of them. And it does get you pumped up when you see the 3D Realms, like dialogue on it and stuff like that. It just pumped. And an origin story for Duke, which I don't know if it was needed, but I'm fucking in. Which also, that's like the huge thing now, is like anti-hero origin stories. Mm-hmm. I mean, they're Deadpooling. They're using the anti-hero origin story. This game has to be made in 2021. This game has to be developed right now. Someone needs to pick this up. 2K still exists. 2K, you have so much fucking money. Wait, no, I'm thinking of Take-Two. 2K, you might not have that much money, but you do still exist. I was like, Take-Two, you got all the money from Rockstar. Just fucking buy this. Also, Take-Two, just buy this fucking thing and reproduce it. I mean, I would love to see this. And they could come out for all the consoles and PC. I don't know. Like I said, they had the remake of Duke Nukem 3D that came out on PlayStation 2 years ago that I like platinum immediately. It was amazing. It might have been like 4 years ago. But that, and with the 2 extra levels, that they had the original devs come back and code. I mean, it's awesome. So it's like, you got sales from that. Like, this is kind of getting you jolted up, getting you pumped. I think they need to get back into this. Also, what am I talking about? Gearbox still exists. Gearbox was developing this game. Gearbox, stop from Borderlands for a second and fucking do this. Like, this is awesome. I mean, I would love to see this game actually become a real thing. They're Deadpooling it. I'm loving it. Let's get into it. Did you see the trailer yet, or no?
I did not.
All right, so we can check to a different thing. Well, actually, well, you can't pull it up on your phone. I can play the trailer, but it might. I don't know if we get like retconned, or not retconned. If we get like DCMA'd, if the like audio plays.
Is it a cool song, or is it like a?
It's a crappy song. It's a real song. I don't know what it is, but so I kind of gave him my thing. We'll get
live reaction.
Live react.
Hey,
to Duke Nukem Begins, which they just called Duke Nukem in this, but Gregor did confirm it was Duke Nukem Begins.
I love the CG. It's like.
It's super CG. It's super 2008. We got to remember it's 2008.
Yeah.
When you get to the gunplay, let me know what you feel about that, because that's when I'm like, I know that's not how I was going to release.
Oh, interesting. You can select multiple targets, like.
Yeah, but it's just like it looks like it doesn't even feel good. But like again,
No, yeah.
but nowadays I'm up to modern controls, fucking
Yeah,
all in.
get
baby.
like a couple of throws the arm on his back. Yeah, but if you get like a couple of actual people kind of animating that right,
yeah.
it's not the worst character model in the world. You could
No,
touch stuff up with like a little.
But yeah, and this is almost like I use this for ideas. Like they had great ideas that were not done in Duke Nukem, and it's like just take all these and update it in a modern game engine and give us that fucking game.
I think those do count as wife beaters,
Okay,
multicolored.
yeah.
Even though they're beating pigs right
Did
now.
the multiplayer just happen?
Yeah.
Nice.
And we got the strip club.
Nice.
Very Duke.
Yep. Super Duke getting the strippers. Always protector of women. Duke Nukem. Every people know. There's also, I think, maybe I'm making this up. I think there's a gay strip club, and he also protects that too. So
Good.
I'm not sure if there is, but we're gonna say there is, and I guarantee if they remake this game, they will. He protects all strippers, regardless of gender.
The alien picks up the Eiffel Tower.
Oh yeah. So is that the big guy now?
Yeah.
Yeah. And imagine like heavy rock music occurring right now.
Oh, I'm imagining it.
Yeah.
Seeing it in my mind's eye.
So whenever it says Duke Nukem, that's when it's over.
Yeah, he's like just on top of the
He's on
Capitol
top.
shooting big alien things.
Yeah, it gets zooming out on like the cap. I mean, this
Yeah.
game looks massive. Like it cuts from like 40 different like locations. That I'm like, how are you getting to all these? It's a massive origin story that I don't know how it all tied together. I don't know where the story is, but I would love. I want to know. I want to know the story and like make that
And
game
if
like
that's
episodic.
the beginning.
Or make like a new trilogy game like they did with Tomb Raider and use this as the origin instead of making it one game, make it 3, separate it out. I mean, this has made me so I actually did just think about Duke Nukem a little bit ago. Actually, my mouse pad that I still use to this day that is in my other in the office is a Duke Nukem 3D mouse pad that I've had since I got Duke Nukem 3D. So that mouse pad is since I was
It makes
8.
sense. It would have been weird if you got it before.
Yeah, that mouse pad is from since I was 8. So that's how long that is a fucking like 26-year-old.
And just props to the maker of the mouse
24-year-old.
pad.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it's not. Yeah, it only gets a little bit of tread, but like, yeah, I mean that thing lasts, and I fucking love it. But yeah, I still use it this day. It's one of my prized possessions, and it's great. So if we can get another Duke Nukem, I like if I had the money like this, the assholes that are buying these games for like millions of dollars.
Yeah, pay a dev team.
For like just buying like a case, like a cartridge of a Mario game. Fucking sponsor like a indie dev team to redo Duke Nukem. I'm sure they don't give a fuck about the rights right now. If they do, Gregor's getting his ass sued like a motherfucker for sure. because I mean, like, I don't see how he wouldn't be because, like, he just released this on his own YouTube account. This is his private YouTube account, too. So I would assume if Gearbox really was mad or 3D Realms really was mad, this would be, like, C indeed immediately, and it would have been gone by August 11th. Now, again, it's August 11th, so maybe it gets down by the end of the week because it has only been, 4 days. But I don't know. It looks it gets me, like, just pumped. The dual wielding and the co-op. The co-op is what really intrigues me just because like that could bring a new level to the game. I'm assuming that's multiplayer because I don't know how you have an origin story when you can allow co-op in the campaign. That'd be weird because then it's like how do you basically they're just multiversing it at that point. But yeah, I don't know how they would have a campaign with co-op. So I'm assuming that's like a multiplayer co-op mode.
I think you're also reading way too far into it for 2008. I think it could have just been hey, we're just going to dupe this up and push it through.
But now that we're redoing it officially, confirmed. That's what we've confirmed officially. Glad you game. First one to say it. And if someone else said it, fuck them. We did it. Basically, this is, it looks amazing. And apparently it got canceled over a legal dispute over the character. It was why the game got canceled.
Interesting.
So he might have been the first one who was canceled. This is 2008.
The character or his character? They're like he's
it was
just
over
too
the
badass.
character. No, it was over the rights of the Duke Nukem character. So they must have had some issue with that.
Interesting. Just rename him Nuke Dukem and we're good.
Now get the rights to Duke. So it was a Rage Against the Machine song that I was playing over it. That's why I was worried about because they're not well known. So
Pretty well known.
Yeah, exactly. So speaking of old shit, I know I could go in the co-op, but like, let's go to old shit because this one I don't have a ton about. Project Nomad came out this week and said they have proposed an open world co-op Power Rangers game. Imagine in the same vein as Gotham Knights, which is that upcoming co-op Batman game. Well, not really Batman. You play as like the Sinister. Well, not Sinister. That's Marvel. But again, you know what I'm saying. Like you can play as like Joker, Harley, all that shit. Was revealed to be an ideation. That can't be a real world.
Ideation makes
Ideation. Ideation.
Yeah.
It was in the ideation stage at Saban, which is Saban's Power Rangers. If that's that guy fucking can't not have his name on it.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, never got past the concept art stage. So this week has just been like, here's cool shit.
That's
and by the way,
not
the
gonna
concept art of it is insane, which I'll show you.
All right. Hell yeah.
It's like you see him like you see the mech, a T-Rex. They got the sweet armor. They got like little flying jetpacks thing. But a Power Rangers open world Arkham style game that was in ideation at Saban and then never passed how did it never pass concept art?
Mm-hmm.
Just looking at that, one, there's definitely a base of Power Rangers. Two, we know the Arkham style works, and it's really only ever been done
and Power
by
Rangers,
the Arkham
there's
game.
multiple generations of Power Rangers.
Right, you have all the content. There's tons of story to pull from. I mean, you could milk this motherfucker like it was nobody's business. Use the game plan of Arkham, so Arkham Knight, Arkham City, and kind of do that. But if you want to do co-op, obviously use Gotham Knights, which is using that same vein. And you have a plethora of characters, not just Red Ranger and all that, but you have the, like you said, you have like the iterations of them, right? So Tommy's the White Ranger, then the Green Ranger, and yes, his name was Tommy. I love that, but it was like because my favorite color is green. But they had different iterations, like and Kimberly, the Pink Ranger, who's the hottest one, obviously. Well, I think who do you think the hottest one was?
Tommy.
Yeah, Tommy was pretty hot too. Tommy was probably like the hottest over. Kimberly and Tommy are like vying for who's the hottest.
Yeah.
I can't remember anybody else's name. I do remember that like it kind of got weird because
There was
like the Asian girl was the Yellow Ranger and everybody was like,
Yeah.
I mean, they
And the
weren't
black
like
guy, the black
well,
Ranger,
they
yeah.
weren't. Yeah, they weren't like back then.
Yeah.
But they're
Is it Billy?
now. Billy,
I don't know. No.
but I
Kim
think,
is just short for Kimberly. Go figure.
yeah, Kimberly. Yeah, so I thought the Blue Ranger was the black guy.
No. I mean,
Was
they
it?
might have changed it, but very much not the case back in the day.
Oh, yeah, right, that's
The
right.
Blue
In
Ranger was
original-
like the smart
Oh
guy.
yeah. No, it was like the smart nerdy guy who was like super. That's right. In like the Black Ranger was the black guy, and the Yellow Ranger was the Asian girl, and it was like feels weird.
Yeah.
And they had some. I know they just had a new movie about it. I don't know if I
They
even
keep
saw.
making them.
But they had one that came out like 4 years ago, like an
What-
actual like movie.
What are the robots called? Are they Zorgs or Zords?
Zorg is like their guy in the
Zordon.
compound. Zord. Yeah, he's the guy in the compound that like.
But what are the like machines called?
I don't know. I just remember the fucking goo from the movie.
Oh, the
Ooze,
second one.
the-
Yeah.
The Secret of the Ooze.
Yeah.
Like that's like drilled into my brain.
Yeah. Ivan Ooze.
Yeah, exactly. Ivan Ooze. So they're actually owned by Hasbro now, but it's from Saban Entertainment, and they definitely had. I've just like deep dived. This went from like
Yeah, we're
us
going down
being
a
like
rabbit hole.
this to like now just like talking about.
If you don't get to like have your, I think it's a Zord, whatever
Also,
it's called.
don't cancel us over explaining what the Power Rangers were. They casted them like that. We were just explaining it.
Like the Power Zord, like when they all got together. Like if you don't get to play that as like a weird,
Oh yeah, when they all like make the massive mech.
yeah. Like,
Oh yeah.
if you don't get to do like a weird Octodad play style where it's just really like slow, elongated movements that you only get to control one arm or a leg at a time. I mean, I think that's ripe for a very fun multiplayer situation. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, no, I agree. That would be incredible. It would be a bitch though if like it's like, well, I'm the arm, you're the leg, and they because in the thing they're all controlling like their thing, aren't they?
Yeah.
It's like they're kind of like fucking what's that movie where they mesh brains?
Yeah.
Pacific Rim. Yeah, we got it at the same time.
Because we mesh brains.
Yeah, we mesh brains. That's right.
We're
It
piloting
was
a Jaeger over
2017. 2017 was it? And weirdly enough, they kept it the same way. um, so I was just like, oh, they want to do that now, but no,
Well, they would.
in 2017. Well, no, these are now just linking to the original cast, but it says the 2017. It's a 27. I don't. Oh, forget it. I'm done. I'm just done
Remaster
going through this. I don't really know. This is it's the Wikipedia, but then it says it has all of them as it has the original cast, but not from the 2017 cast. It's like RJ, which I'm like, there you, or maybe that isn't. I don't know. This Wikipedia is all fucked up. No, they did. The black guy is the Blue Ranger in the movie.
All right, there we go. Got
that's
to the bottom
That's
of
what
it.
I was thinking, because I was like, I'm pretty sure. But like, so they did. I was like, there's no way in 2017 they weren't woke enough to be like, we probably shouldn't make all of them based off the color, like potentially relating to their ethnicity in any way. So, which makes sense. Yeah, let's get over it. Fuck. Well, all right. So let's get into, but yeah, anyway, so that would have been sweet though. I would have played the fuck out of that Power Rangers game. It sounds awesome. It sounds like a ton of fun, and it's just been really cool to play. So like, I mean, that's a shame. I hope they make that too. Like, there's a market for these. You have a huge fan base that now has money because it's people our age that would buy these fucking games. Yeah. And if you make a dope ass Power Rangers game, you can keep building that off. I mean, there was supposed to be another Power Rangers reboot apparently that in works right now, or it's like in development hell, because I guess the 2017 one didn't work perfectly. So, yeah, I mean, let's get into that. All right, so we're talking about co-op. We're talking about games coming back. Left 4 Dead left a hole in everybody's side after Left 4 Dead 2 came out, like a decade ago, right? And that same team is back making Back 4 Blood with the 4, just like Left 4 Dead, Back 4 Dead.
I like it.
Yep. And we know this has got announced a while ago. We're talking about anything. Also, before I forget, Sony officially got the final confirmation of owning Crunchyroll for $1.1 billion on Funimation. This was announced a while ago, but it officially, like, legally and all the and everything done, like, officially got like sanctioned like a couple days ago. So they own Crunchyroll and Funimation now, which they could add into some type PS Plus, more expensive thing where you get your anime and streaming and gaming and all that. So that sounds cool. But anyways, so Back 4 Blood is this basically the same thing as Left 4 Dead, where it's like 4 co-op people fighting zombies, right? Like you're running through.
And are they zombies? Is it like a weird? Did they explain what it was?
Well, they are zombies. They just call them different names, but they are. It is the zombies.
Okay.
It plays like Left 4 Dead. It looks like Left 4 Dead, just with better, obviously, graphics. But apparently it's a ton of fun to play. There are a bunch of bugs, but this again is the beta test, so it's not like supposed to be growing. It's not supposed to be like ready to rock, but it does sound really good. Now, and it's a ton of fun. We didn't get a beta code. I was very sad. I actually know a couple people that did get beta codes. I got sent one, and I waited too long to use it.
No.
But they're gonna have another round come out, so hopefully I'll pick that one up. So here's what's going around on YouTube, is that there's a video coming out of people playing Back 4 Blood and streaming. There's a couple. When you're in a situation and 2 specific zombies, you're doing something. So zombies growls and stuff like that, or it's like audio files, right? All these they're voice recordings that they play. That certain zombies play these voice recordings, and others play these voice recordings based on what if they're getting attacked, hit, climbing something, running, all this kind of stuff. If they're in a mob together, like the audio files can kind of mesh together. So that's all that works. It's all code that just says use this MP3 file, or it's probably not MP3 file, but use this audio file. In this case, having this, and it's a bunch of switch cases, like hundreds and hundreds of switch cases, right?
Yep.
For all different types. So, multiple streamers I had the unfortunate occurrence of this occurring when just to hit the right cases with the right zombies in the right time. That when you're running away, and these 2 zombies are yelling at you in a specific tandem, it sounds incredibly like, and I've heard the audio, like they're screaming the N-word at you. very loud. And one of the streamers was black. And it is fucking, I'm not gonna lie, watching it was hilarious to see his reaction because I mean you couldn't not laugh at that at that point because he was like, "What is that?" He's like, "What the fuck did that zombie just call me?" And I was like, "Oh my god!"
Yeah, that's
and
no good.
everybody is like, "Holy shit, what the fuck's going on?" Because like you don't, why would that happen? And my brain is like, I was like, there is no way. And he's going through the same. They're both going through like the same thing in their head, like what the fuck? And then I was like, is that just like one random encounter? But then you see another one, and it's like, oh my god, and it's like, and it's just like, yeah. So like, the one I got was from at Home BKE, and it's Dehombre, and it's he's like, these zombies are a different breed, and they're like. And then a guy replied to him, Dota Dota, and bro, they got to do something about this line. And basically, it's 2 clips of them saying it. So he's like running away, and the guy, I want to put the audio on, but I don't because I don't want to like people like.
Yes,
it's a 7-second video. I can put the. Should I put the audio on or the? Yeah, it's.
You're the one who heard it. I don't know how bad it is, and if
it sounds exactly like screaming it.
Yeah, I could probably do without.
You can imagine it, but it's at HOMBKE, and the tweet is these zombies a different breed. So he's streaming it, and you can see, his reaction, and it's fucking, and he's like, "What the fuck did they just say to me?" And it's like, "Yo," so obviously, this sparked a lot of things, a lot of tweets, a lot of comments. So WB Games, who publishes it, obviously had to comment on this.
Yep.
So this is WB's official response to the alleged N-word being screamed in a few Back 4 Blood clips. Our team has been made aware of the offensive language that can be heard when playing the game. This was not recorded or ever intended to be a part of our gameplay. The audio is a result of 2 different written growls that are playing simultaneously and when heard together sound like that word. We are working diligently to fix this issue, and which should be completed either in time for the beta or when the game launches. That means that team, this is like all hands on deck. They're like, what 2 case files, audio files is that playing? Well, those are gone from the game. They're not like, switch the method up to not do it when this is. They're like, I guarantee you, whoever's running that team is like, get that audio, both of them, the fuck out of the game. I don't want either of them. There's tons of other weird zombie yells. We don't need either of those. Get them out of the game. And they're now going through every use case of when that audio file is called and probably going through, which is probably thousands of lines of code, and be like, remove it. All right, let's go. We got a QA, make sure this doesn't break, and then now we just don't have like mutes, like in some cases where they're not saying anything.
Yeah.
So that's probably all happening. But I mean, that word is despicable and obviously disgusting. What I'm saying is hilarious is obviously the juxtaposition of this occurring and like the streaming happening at the same time. And obviously,
any streamer reaction is
right.
at the very least entertaining.
Yeah, and the fact that it's a person of color doing it, like you can't not make that association that it's like, that's ridiculous. And it's like the juxtaposition of that is what makes it funny, not the word. The word is obviously disgusting. Let me make that very fucking clear.
Yes.
Which they're also not saying that word. It just sounds like it. So to see his reaction to that, and like in this game, which is like, why would that occur? It's like, what the fuck is going on? So I'm sure this team is like, what the fuck? I'm sure that WB obviously like, God damn it, why is this happening? And yeah, so it's definitely made some interesting content. It seems like everybody understands that like this was not like an intent. Like obviously it's not like we recorded that word. I think everybody gets that, but they're just like, what the fuck, dude? So it is just some like random guttural sounds, which WB has confirmed. Two different written growls. So those written growls are fucking gone for fucking sure.
Certainly hope so.
Yeah, no shit. Because that's you don't want anybody to have that kind of experience. And good for him to take it in stride and be like, what the fuck, and then tweet it out, which is getting a ton of interaction. But yeah, that's fucking terrible. Again, that word is despicable, and make that very clear. I was just laughing at the juxtaposition because I think anybody really would, and I think that was the purpose of putting the clip out. I mean, yeah. It's just to be like, because it's like, how ridiculous is this in this game and all that? It's like, and it's like, oh my god, and I'm like, that obviously wasn't their intention.
Yeah.
But oh my god,
These
and it's also just
it's
also just a shock. It's like when you laugh at like something, you're like, this is not funny, but like, I don't know what to do, and it's like, oh my god, and that's kind of what it is. So again, hate that word, despicable. Don't ever use it. Blah blah blah. Not blah blah blah. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like now I'm making it more of a thing than it needs to be. Not that's important. I hate that word. Don't use it.
I feel like the less I say, the more you dig your hole.
Right. I'm like waiting for you to fuck. I'm still doing like the solo stream right now, and you're not like saying, like, all right, maybe
Yes,
Sage, your silence is deafening. So that's right. Say now he's just laughing. All right, so we're both in the same boat, is what I'm saying. Okay, let's move on. So another piece of interesting this article came out on the 28th from PC Mag, PC Magazine. If you don't know that, I don't know where you've been forever. So Sean Layden had a quote. Sean Layden's the COO of Sony Network Entertainment. CEO. Well, he was a CEO of Sony Network International, CEO of Sony Interactive America, and chairman of SEI, which is Sony Interactive Entertainment Worldwide Studios. So the dude is anything and all Sony. He's the Kevin Feige of Sony.
Oh, big pull.
Yeah, that's right. He said he makes a comment about Xbox Game Pass, specifically why they're not doing it, but also throwing slight. It's kind of shade, but it's just based on factual information that it's just it's not viable unless you get 500 million subscribers.
Again, I feel like the harder you try to say that you're nonpartisan, the more of a Sony fanboy.
Well, I'm just pointing because I know people are gonna freak out, but it's a completely math based. It's very hard. Here's his quote. It's when asked about Game Pass and like all this kind of game subscription services in general. And he says, it's very hard to launch a $120 million game on a subscription service charging $10 a month. You pencil out, you're going to have 500 million subscribers before you start to recoup your investment. And it's like, which is a valid point. It's like, you're not going to get any profit or even break even and start getting some revenue stream until you get so many subscribers. Plus, that's not the only $120 million game you're putting out there. There's obviously
all of them.
A bunch of different ones. Then you have the hosting fees of running the service and all this kind of stuff to have the service. So then also the PC Mag also adds, this is from PC Mag, when you consider the number of people who own game consoles today, this is as of July 28th, is 250 million. So it's half of what you need to actually recoup revenue.
And that also depends on the way it's set up and all that crap too, but
right. Well, no, that's, I mean,
well, no, if
it doesn't, those numbers are not debatable. That is just a fact. There's 250 million consoles, $120 million game, $10 a month.
No, I'm saying if Xbox is taking half of that, then it will take twice as long.
Well, no, it doesn't take twice as long. You still need the subscriber, or you just constantly lose money. You'll never make it back.
But even once you hit to that point,
you'll never get to that point.
They're not giving all the money to the developers.
Right. That's what I'm saying. That's what he's saying. He's like, that's for that one launch. Like, that's Halo.
Yeah.
Right. But you need 500. And that's also paying out everybody else and like hosting fees.
Yeah.
But the interesting part is there's 250 million consoles owned today. So 500 it's half of what you would need. Yeah. Right. If Layden's correct. So if we say Sean's math works out, that's correct. But so Microsoft would need to double that. Now, the interesting part, which Layden actually goes on to say, is which Xbox has kind of been doing with Game Pass is not just on a console. You can kind of get it on PC. They're trying to put it on the phone with xCloud and stuff like that. So it's like maybe they know this and they're like, we're going to try to get this in a bunch of different things. So then we're not cycled on that 250 million, which is
Yeah.
the so Layden goes, people don't buy consoles because they want more steel and plastic in their living room. People buy consoles because they want access to the content. If you can find if you can find a way to get the content into people's homes without a box, then yes, indeed. Everyone has a streaming solution of some form. Most of it is limited by whether you have a decent internet connection, and they haven't constructed that business model that works for it yet. He's like, so right now there's not a business model that works for it. Microsoft is kind of in process of doing that with Game Pass and xCloud and going into this games as a service, streaming service solution, because they are, like you can get Game Pass on PC. So that now the PC market, they could just do this right now. With xCloud, you can play it from your phone and tablets. So it's like you could get tablet people on it. They get Game Pass. So now you're not talking about just the consoles. You're talking about PCs, which dwarf that console number, and then obviously your phones, which are going to dwarf that as well. So if you take that into account, yeah, you got a way bigger pool. Where it's like maybe the revenue stream is there. And so Layden's just saying that business model doesn't really no one's built a business model that works for it yet, because right now there's no way Microsoft is not profitable or making money off Game Pass. They just simply aren't. They are clearly fully into it.
And I don't know. It's reductive, and it's like you don't know that they're not making money off of it because it could be the developers that aren't making money off of it or anybody else. It doesn't necessarily need to be Microsoft the one taking the cut.
They don't have that many subscribers. They don't have enough subscribers to make it profitable for anybody. So they're just losing money every month on it, which businesses do a lot to opt in. I mean, if you look at any...
Yeah. And that was going to be my second point, is that's what Netflix, that's what every streaming service does.
Right.
Like,
they operate at a
$8,
loss.
and you're like, oh my God, this is awesome.
Right.
And then they're like, well, but really 12. But really 17.
Right.
But
they
really 22.
Well, they operate at a loss because eventually they hit that bell curve of so many users. Now they're actually getting profit, but they have to get those so many users in. And then once they're in the ecosystem, then you're generating not just revenue, but a shitload of revenue. So it's kind of like it eventually really opens the floodgates.
Yeah.
It's kind of like what you said with Netflix. But I mean, if you look at like other businesses that have the similar models like DraftKings and FanDuel, these are massive gambling. They are operating at significant loss right now in hopes they're going to get the revenue.
On, yeah.
Right. They get enough that it generates that. Like I think Barstool actually, because of the way they're set up, actually is profitable. They don't rob, but that's because they're kind of like ESPN with a game.
And the other two are losing money for their marketing. Like if they
they don't
do
have
straight bets,
right,
they're profitable, but
right. Well, no,
at a very thin margin.
Right. They're losing so much money on. If they were basically like if they got bought by like ESPN, that part would go away.
Exactly.
And they would also destroy the other one, which would then open up the market even more because then they wouldn't be able to compete. And that's what it is. So, and this is Microsoft. Is the reason I say that is it's kind of a similar thing. Is like they're operating at a loss, and like Sony's done this. Sony's operated at a loss with PS3. PS3 wasn't profitable for like 6 years because and speaking of Sony, PS5 disc, the physical disc version, as of a week ago, is not being sold at a loss. So it was being sold at a loss. It was being sold at a loss until almost a year. I guess it's like 9 months for the first 9 months, which, they just...
For a second, I thought you said it was not going to be sold anymore. And I was like,
No. It just was sold at a loss, and now it's not because of how many they bought and how many orders they've gotten. It just kind of works out by the sales numbers that they're no longer operating at a loss. That's because they hit that number, which is what Layden's really talking about here. It's kind of like we did with the PlayStation physical. It's like we operated a lot. PS3 took like fucking almost till when the PS4 came out till they were breaking even on PS3, because PS3 was just another.
I guess I think that's apples and oranges when you're talking about like physical investments and manufacturing.
Well, not really. It's the same. It's the same thing. You're operating at a loss until you hit a certain number that you get can be profitable. That's really it. It doesn't matter what the object is.
Well, it's manufacturing costs. It's your
right, but this is hosting cost of the content. It's all the same thing. The cost. It's just basically it's operating at a loss to eventually get a large enough content user base to no longer operate at a loss and generate significant profit exponentially, pretty much, which is what their game plan is. Because then you basically all your revenue is now, all your initial investment is now paid off, your constant investment, your recurring investment, which is like your servers, your hosting, all the people that have to pay to run Game Pass that you've created all these jobs for. Now it's like, and paying everybody. And then it's like, now we also get our taste. Outside of the taste that they already get with whatever deal they have with developers, which is 70-30 currently. which is standard for like Steam, Sony, and Xbox. I think all do 70/30.
Yeah, but that's just for
That's
the sale
hosting
of
on-
games, right?
Right, that's like hosting on their sale of games. So who knows what it is for Game Pass if it's better or not.
Yeah, I think it's a completely different pay structure.
And if it's like, and also is it going to be like Netflix where it's like this game's on Game Pass for 2 years, but then it's off, and then you have to buy it for $60. Like we haven't really seen that part happen yet because it's still new. I mean, it's not even a year old.
Yep.
So, but that's what Layden's saying, which I agree with. It's a point. But I think when he says they haven't constructed the business model that works for it yet, I don't know if I don't entirely agree with that because I think Microsoft has. You can't say it works, I guess, yet because they're not maybe when he's saying works, maybe he means profitability, and he's like it's just there hasn't been one that's proven that is profitable.
Yeah.
If that's what he's saying, then he's technically correct. But I would say Microsoft has constructed a business model that I think will work because I think they're doing all the right things. They're basically trying to get Game Pass on, like it's going to be on, I think in Amazon. I think they're going to have it on the Fire TV stuff. I doubt Apple TV because Apple just likes to be in their, their own
little thing,
but,
proprietary.
But basically, like you get like a xCloud stick. They have the xCloud stick they're talking about where you plug it into your smart TVs, smart TV apps. So now you're getting smart TVs. You're getting the smart TV app stuff. You got PCs. You have the Xbox consoles, and then phone tablets with all that. Now you're kind of in something where it's like, 500 million users might be like, who fucking gives a shit? I don't know. For an example of a successful streaming service like Netflix, Netflix has 209 million people subscribing. So just as like a reference point. Now, that's also saying $10. That's with his like $10 fee. They bump it up to like $20. All of a sudden, that 500 probably cuts down to 250, right? You immediately can cut if you change your monthly price. Yeah. So there's a lot of factors in it, which is why they have different levels of Game Pass, like Game Pass Ultimate, that's because like PC and Xbox are the one that's just PC.
And how much
Xbox.
is it a month?
It's $10 a month for like one of them. It's $15 a month if you want it like on everything.
What's the one that's like $60 a month?
There's not one that's $60 a month. Unless you're talking about, you can like, if you pay like $45 to $60, you get like Game Pass plus a Series X, and you're basically have a lease agreement on the Series X where they give it to you for free that day. And you pay that monthly fee until $500 is paid off. So you can do that.
Yeah, I thought it was a different price point for some reason. Then they're obviously operating at a loss, and it's not going to stay that way.
It's $10. Yeah, so I have Game Pass. It's $10, but I just do it for PC because I don't have the new Xbox yet. But so it's $10 or it's $15.
Yeah,
which is
that's
Xbox
more than
plus
like
PC.
Xbox Online used to be, or less than Xbox Online used to be.
Yeah, but so this
now
is
you
not
get the
included.
online access and the game for
It's separate. You have to get online access, which is that online access is the $60 fee that used to be $60 a year. Now it's like 60. Now it's like 120 a year. Then this is on top of that.
That's just ass backwards.
So you have to play for like the Xbox Online. You have to pay for Xbox Live, but then you can get Game Pass.
That's what it is, Xbox Live.
Right. Now, so if you get Xbox Game Pass, you get the benefits of Xbox Live Gold, EA Play, all that kind of shit. So if you want the actual numbers, it's $10 a month if you just want console or if you just want PC. And if you want both, so you want to basically Game Pass on your Xbox and in your PC, then it's $15. It's $9.99 or $14.99. I'm rounding up by a cent. Get over it. Now, if you do it just on the console, you do not get Xbox Live with it. It's just $10 a month. That's what you get discounts. If you get on just on the PC, it's $10 a month and you get EA Play. Weirdly enough, it does not includes EA Play on the console, only on the PC. Now, if you do Ultimate, which is obviously because that's what gets all this best stuff, you get Xbox Live Gold, which is $10 a month. So basically, if you want to do Game Pass, you are also, they made it so it only makes sense if you get Game Pass to get Ultimate, because you're paying $10 a month for Xbox Live Gold, and you'd be paying $10 a month for a Game Pass. But if you pay for Ultimate, it's $15 and you get both plus EA Play. So it's like, why would you not get the Ultimate?
That's absurd.
Right. So they're like, here, we'll save you $5. Probably because their hosting costs are actually lower. They were making a ton of profit on Xbox Live, and they're like, we can cut into that to make because we're going to buy into making Game Pass profitable.
I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. Wasn't it more for just Xbox Live like 5 years ago?
So I mean, well, it's $120 a year is what it is.
Yeah, I thought it used to be like $20 a month.
No, it was before it was $60, but that was a year. It was $60 a year. So it was like,
Right.
so because and then Sony was free, and then Sony started charging. Now they're about the same price. And I'm reading this all from Xbox.com, by the way. So don't like come and be like, this is what they list for all of these plans on Xbox.com Game Pass plans. So I have the PC one, so I get EA Play in that because I don't have the reason to do that. I'm not going to pay for Xbox Live Gold because I don't have Xbox Live. Why would I do that?
Yeah.
So I do find that to be interesting. But like, I get what Layden's saying. It's like, is it profitable yet? No. So if you're saying it doesn't work yet, constructed a business model that works for it yet, yeah, that's technically correct because it's not profitable yet.
Yeah.
But they have the business model, and I think they're doing everything they can to make it work. I mean, they are buying in heavy with embedded Xbox Cloud gaming on smart TVs, streaming sticks, the tablets, the PC. I mean, if they can get that number, then yeah, they're going to be just printing money. And they're clearly heavily laying into it. I would be more curious to see how this works in year 3, to see if they're like, yeah, we can't do it. Like it's or if games start rolling out of it, or it's like, oh yeah, we have like the game's gonna be there for the first 2 weeks and then kind of off, like because we need to make sales.
The other shoe is gonna drop soon.
I see why devs like it because it's like more users are gonna play their game, and they're like,
are they?
Well, because it's like, oh, I can get it for free, right? That's how they think. So then they're like, oh, if we start having the contracts where it does go off in a month, it's like, well, I already got you. Now you're going to pay to keep playing.
Yeah.
Like I can see that works, but that doesn't work. That does not work if they never go off.
Yeah.
If they're just always on there, then it's like, how are you it's like, it doesn't make sense. But I get it if it's like, hey, play it for a month, basically a month-long unlocked demo. And it's like, do you really like it? Let's get it. So I don't know. It's very interesting. It's very new. I think I've said this 100 times to be clear. Xbox Game Pass is the best. It is the best deal in game, period. In gaming, period. Now, is it going to be profitable? Is it going to be something that actually lasts? I don't fucking know. It's very futuristic. It is definitely have the right idea with games as a service. It's just, how can they get profitable? Microsoft clearly has the game plan for it. So they do have that business model. But it is true that we don't know if it's profitable yet because it just hasn't been profitable yet.
Yeah.
Not that it won't be. And I think Microsoft has so much money, they have so much money. They obviously, the reason why they can do this is because they can afford to operate at a loss for 5 years. Which it might take. Because once they hit that tangent, boom. And it's not like they're going to lose 100 million subscribers every night.
Yeah.
So once they hit that, it's going to just start rolling in after that, and then they'll be like, we got it. But to get to that is definitely a bitch. And I can see why Sony might be like, we've done this with PS3 in like a physical setting and be like, I don't want to operate at a loss again. We're making so much money. Why do we need to do that? Like, because that's the thing. It's like, everybody's like, it is the best deal in gaming, but Sony's the one that's selling out. Sony's the one that's outselling by 2-1 almost again, which they did 7-1 at one point in PS4 generation. Now they're doing 2-1 at least in this generation. So it's like, I don't know, if you're on top, I guess it's like, why do it? But it's like, but are you thinking about the future, I guess? And it's like, I don't know. So I don't know. But what
they could just be doing what Disney's doing, where it's like, let someone else make the mistakes, flounder around, prove the model, and then come in years later and just blow it the fuck up with the next
Disney Plus or whatever.
Yeah. Well, I mean, whatever the next franchise game they want to release is like, hey, you don't even have to buy it; it's just free now. For $10 a month or whatever it is then. And
no, I mean, it's a good point. I do find it interesting that people used to hate monthly fees because they were always associated with MMOs. If you remember that, like you pay like $10 a month to play this MMO, but the game's free, but you pay $10 a month. And now everybody's like very cool with that. I'm like, this is just the MMO.
I don't know if I'd say very cool, just numb.
Well, yeah, they're just kind of used to it because it's just like
that's
it's just the reality of
current capitalism.
2021 or really the last 5-10 years.
Yeah, just everything.
Streaming is where it's at.
Yeah, all the Adobe stuff, like my programs and whatnot.
Yeah.
They're like, you get free updates and like you have the latest version forever, but you're paying fucking $60 a month for like,
Well, 'cause
and
that's
it's
better than
great
being
if
like,
you
"Here's
have the whole
$1,000
thing
right
and
now."
you're working on. Yeah, but that was like, I bought.
But I think you can still do that because like Office does that. They're like, you can pay $400 or you can just do
you
the
cannot
$10.
do that for Adobe anymore.
Oh, you can't.
No,
Just the streaming.
it's just Well, it's not streaming,
or
but
it's just a monthly
subscription. Yeah.
See, that's stupid to me. But I guess if that guarantees like you never have to buy another one again. Like, is it like it's not like Adobe 21. It's like that's Adobe and we patch it with
They just keep updating it year by year and
keep
stuff
getting
like
the
that.
new like Final Cut or like whatever. Okay.
But it's like if you're just doing normal stuff, like I mean, like my weddings and whatnot, for like regular day-to-day work.
Weddings,
and
by the way, he's not like in a ton of weddings. He's not like a polygamist.
For regular like day-to-day editing, I am using a lot of those extra features. I'm using the cross-platform stuff with After Effects and whatnot. But just like my home stuff, weddings and whatnot are just straight up like non-linear.
So you have to pay the same
editing
fee, like for like you have to basically purchase all the features when you don't need all the features.
You
There's
get,
not like a
you get to
basic
select
plan?
it, but then like they fuck you over like the same way it is with the Xbox thing, where it's like, if you want to part this out, then you're gonna pay 75% for 10% of the features.
Right. Okay.
So it doesn't.
So instead
help
of $60,
you at all,
you're like, all right, it's 45.
Yeah.
And it's like, what the fuck? Like, obviously, I'll just pay the $15 more because I'm getting 90% more, 70%. Like
you get your Photoshop, you get your whatever.
Yeah,
which like,
that's
do
bullshit.
I need Photoshop? No, not usually. Do I
It's nice
like
to
to edit my friends' faces onto different animals? Yeah, and
the people
it's
do
part of
that.
my life. I'm not trying to give up.
And that's worth $60 a month. That's pretty. That's what it comes out. But so basically, yeah. So I didn't know that was the case for them yet, which kind of sucks. But yeah, so Microsoft is thinking like, this is just way the world is moving, and they can prove it. Then all of a sudden it's like, damn, and they're gonna be sitting fucking pretty for decades. I mean, they are set the fuck up. But yeah, I mean, Game Pass is the best deal in gaming. Period. No debate. Is it the best deal in gaming? It is the best deal in gaming for gamers. Period. It's the best thing you can do for a video game person.
In August
is it the
2021.
Best? Yeah, but is it the best thing as you can do as a company or a developer or a publisher?
Remains to be seen.
We don't know. Right now, you're operating definitely at a loss, but for marketing value, it's great. So I don't know. But is it the best deal for gamers? Absolutely. If we can just make them if companies are cool with losing a shitload of money and giving us everything we want for essentially free, I'll fucking take it. Like, no problem at all. No sweat off my back.
Yep.
Yeah, so that's that. So I think Layden has a good point. A lot of people took like heat with this comment, but I was like, I don't think they're thinking about it logically. It's like, don't think about it like console wars. He's just pointing it out like a way a businessman would. That's like reviewing a product to be like, is that feasible for us to take a loss? No. Yeah. And that's all he's saying. He's not like Xbox sucks. He's like, we just want to do this right now, or he doesn't think it's makes sense for at least their business model. Because Sony has a business model. Everybody has a business model. So, and theirs is working. So, but Microsoft is like, we're playing in 2030. Like, that's really what they're doing. And it's like, hey, fucking I'm in, baby. So we'll see. Will they get it? I don't know. But yeah, so that's, I think, is that all I got? I think that's all I might have had today. What else do we have on here? No, we got that.
There was like a little gaming announcements that America won the fucking Olympics.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, most golds. Yeah, we glad America
out by
games.
one.
Yeah, most golds and most overall medals, man. Fucking awesome. Also, most bronze and most silver as a result. But yeah. But you could technically have a ton more silver and less in one category, like bronze.
Yeah.
And then still have the total medals. So, but yeah, we beat China by 1 in gold, not by overall. Overall, it was like 40 or
spanked them.
It was a lot.
Yeah.
But yeah, pretty good. Pretty okay. It was. I think we got like 4 gold medals in like 90 seconds, like towards the end. It was like a crazy update.
It was like, a real photo finish. Yeah.
And like I saw the one wrestling one where the guy came back and won with like 2.1 seconds left. He had to do like a 2-point move. Yeah. I don't know anything about wrestling. I saw it and I was like, that's a 2-point move. And they're like, yeah. And I was like, yeah. And it was like he came back from like 8-6 to win 9-8.
Nice.
Way to go, dude. And the dude the dude is like 250, like big dude, and just ran and did like a backflip. like a full.
Okay.
And I was like, God damn, dude! Like, get this guy on like the football field, man.
Television?
Give him like $1 billion. This guy's awesome. But yes, crashed America and all the countries that participated.
Dude, that is one of the things. If you guys want to see like some weird disparity of, it makes me a little disappointed in what we do with the Olympics. Look up how much people get paid for winning in different countries. America is not great.
Oh yeah,
We're far from the bottom, but we are not great.
Yeah, no, I've looked that up before. I think it was like when the women's team won gold and they were like talking about the pay structure, and that's when I started looking at the pay structure of just Olympics. Some people, it's like, here's like $3,000, you got a medal.
Yeah,
It's like it's not like million. It's like no, but then like I guess you get endorsement deals and stuff like that. Is the plan.
only like a percent of people get endorsed.
Right? You have to be like gold and like
and
a
for some
market
reason,
that people
swimming
care.
becomes super important. Gymnastics becomes super important.
Yeah, because Phelps and
Yeah.
Simone Biles obviously.
But yeah, like
balled
you
out.
could be like some like fucking gangster shooter, and they don't give a shit.
Right? Yeah, that's true. And
You're
like, or, like,
wrestling, dude?
weightlifting. Yeah, the weight.
I don't know if he's gonna be on a Wheaties box.
He better with that flip. It should be like mid flip of
Yeah.
him flipping into the bowl of Wheaties. He's doing like a milk dive. The dude was awesome.
Hashtag milk dive.
Yeah, that's right, baby. Hashtag milk dive. Hashtag Deadpooling. Not related. All right, so let's just jump into trivia.
It's that time, isn't it?
It's that time, baby girl.
Damn.
All right. Do you got trivia tonight?
I do.
All right. I honestly was like, you're gonna be like, I jumped.
Are we doing
It's
that?
like ran here.
Are we doing the MPDs?
Well, you're going first.
You go first.
No.
You go first.
No, you go first.
All right, so we are going to follow up on what we were talking about before.
Porn.
What is the name of the robots in Mighty Morphin Power Rangers?
Well, you kept saying Zorg, so I'm gonna go with Zorgs.
Close. Zord.
Zord. Okay, I mean that's pretty close. Yeah.
What were the original Zords called?
Aliens, assholes. I don't know. Uzis.
Nope. We're gonna circle back to that after we guess a few of these. So, we're gonna go through each Power Ranger.
Okay.
You are gonna guess their name, their original Zord, and then their Zord from the Ivan Ooze movie.
Okay.
So, starting with Black Ranger.
Zach.
Boom. What was his original Zord?
Oh, sorry. I thought you were saying color. I was like, the Zord is like what they transform into, right?
Yeah.
I'm not gonna get a single one of these right. I don't.
You can guess.
Somebody's a cat, like a lion.
The White Ranger was a lion.
So
It's the only one I'm not asking you about.
So, God damn it. So
Technically a tiger, but yeah.
Well, yeah. Okay. So a bear.
No. He was a mastodon.
There's a 0% chance I would have guessed that.
And then he was the lame one in the Ivan Ooze movie. That's your only hint I'll give you. He was very disappointed by his Zord.
I don't know, like a teddy bear.
Frog. Yep.
Oh, I do remember that. Yeah.
All right. Red Ranger. Name?
Oh God, it's Brad, Ryan, Chad. It's like one.
Oh, you're so close.
I know. It's like a douchebag. It's it's Chaz.
Statham.
Jason.
Yep. And
you're so close. I'm just like naming like the broiest thing.
what was his original Zord?
I'm not gonna. The dinosaurs were the second one, right? Those are the movie ones. One's a pterodactyl. I know that. I don't remember who the fuck is it. T-Rex.
Bingo.
Yeah.
There we go. We got one. What was he? So that was the original show.
Okay.
They're more like jungle inspired.
Oh, that's
in
right.
the
Yeah, 'cause
Ooze
they're
one.
like living in the jungle.
Yep. So
Someone's a bear, so bear.
He was an ape.
Ape.
All right. So we are on to the Pink Ranger.
Kimberly.
Yep. And you already said her first Zord.
Bear. No. Pterodactyl.
Boom. All right. And
Pterodactyl.
Similarly, what was hers in the
Bear. Snow leopard.
she was a crane.
Crane. Oh, that's
Yeah.
right. So she's like still like a fly.
That's the one where it like flies down and then
it latches on the top. Or
it shoots all the missiles like forward.
That's right. Yeah, because
Yeah.
it goes. It's like in the chest or whatever.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep. All right. Blue Ranger.
Billy.
Bingo. You're welcome.
Yep.
And what
Bear.
was what was his in the first movie?
He's
Or
definitely
in the show.
He's definitely a bear. One of the two. Someone is a goddamn bear. Fuck. Snow leopard. I don't remember.
Triceratops.
Oh, so the originals are the dinosaurs then. Okay, I'll just go with that.
And then the movie
Bear.
Wolf.
Wolf. To be determined.
All right. What was the Yellow Ranger's name?
This is the only one I don't know off the top of my head.
Trini.
Yeah, there was no.
Yeah, I did not.
I actually did
that
remember
either.
there was a T, but I was like, I don't remember much after that. I did not want to guess.
What was her Zord in the show?
Famous dinosaurs.
I will say this is in the same vein as Mastodon.
Woolly mammoth. I don't know.
A Mastodon would be like woolly mammoth.
I know you said the same thing.
Saber-toothed tiger.
Saber-tooth tiger.
So
I
not
did.
100% dino times.
Gotcha.
So you're right. There was a lion-esque thing in there.
Yeah.
And bring us home, baby.
Bear. Yeah. That's right, baby. You just keep saying it's gonna happen.
All right. So in
We
the
did
Ivan
it.
News movie, what were all of the Zords called?
Megazord. That's definitely the name of
That when they all get together, that's the Megazord. That
Yeah.
was going to be my last question, so we'll just give you that one right off the bat.
Yeah.
Individually, they were all Ninja Zords.
Ninja Zord. Oh.
Yeah, because they got like their ninja upgrades.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, that's when the White Ranger became green or Green Ranger became white or whatever.
Nope. But
Tommy definitely transitioned.
I don't even know if he was in the Ivan News movies. He
Oh,
did
yeah,
transition in the show.
Oh, he absolutely is. He's either he's the Green or White Ranger he's like the one who leads them in Ivan News movie.
Okay. Then
Or is that just the show? He goes green to
I
white.
believe it's a show. It's been a while.
He goes green to white.
I'm not going to say definitively because I do not know definitively, but that does not sound correct to me.
Ironically enough, at the end of the remake, the reboot is the Green Ranger, and it's like a teaser
That makes more sense to me, yeah.
and it is Tommy Oliver. Yes, he went green to white.
I'm aware. I just don't think it happened in the movie.
Hold on, now I have to look. Season 1, Season 2, Season 3.
And they were the Dinozords in the OG.
He was Mighty Morphin Power Rangers the movie, 1995. He became the White Ranger in that movie. Bang! I was right.
All right.
Fucking knew it. I knew there was.
What was his Zord?
Yeah, Jason became the White Ranger, the leader of the Power Rangers, and Kimberly's boyfriend. Which is what happens in that movie.
Oh, snap.
Because that's when the Red Ranger becomes second in command. And this is Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, the movie. So this is the original movie, not the second one. So he was the white one in that. So he's the white one in the second one too, then, I guess. Because he's in both.
So I think the Ivan News one was like the original movie. The rest of it was all just TV show. Up until that point. I'm not positive.
I don't know. I can't find
I know we're gonna have to go down
we just keep going down this Power Ranger. Like people are probably screaming like, "It's this one." Of the
Ooh, what's the little robot's name?
Oh wait, that is the original movie. Ivan Ooze is the original movie.
That's what I just said.
And Turbo is the second one, which is the other one. I keep saying Secret of the Ooze, which is the title, which is the second Ninja Turtles movie. It is definitely. They both came out like the same fucking time.
Yeah.
Which the Ninja Turtles 2, The Secret of the Ooze. I fucking knew. Which also the first Mighty Morphin Power Rangers could have been called that because it's all about Ivan Ooze.
I wasn't debating how you were wrong. I know that you were wrong.
It was was like, God damn it. Also, we did the MPDs last month. They still haven't updated them for July.
Oh, yeah.
But we are doing Duke Nukem trivia.
Oh, I'm not going to know anything.
We lead right into it. So I said this developer was the original developer.
Saban. Nope, that was Power Rangers.
Nope, yeah. Get them out of your head. Power Rangers dead. Who's the developer? Who is the developer of the teaser we just watched?
You just said so many things.
Who's the canceled one that we watched? Duke Nukem Begins.
The same people that do
famous
Borderlands.
Correct. Who are those people?
Take Two.
No. 2K was the one I was trying to say earlier, but it's Gearbox.
There we go.
Who developed what is the name of the company that developed Duke Nukem? You give me the original name or the new name. The new name is the only one that everybody really knows.
Bandai Namco.
Yep, no, it's 3D Realms, which I did mention. All right, so how many main series Duke Nukem games have there been?
4.
Yep. Did you know that? What are their names?
Duke Nukem 3D, Duke Nukem Eternal, Duke Nukem Forever.
You got 3 of the 4.
All right.
Duke Nukem 2, which is the one you did not get. Duke Nukem 3D, Duke Nukem Forever. So there is no Duke Nukem Eternal. You're thinking of Doom Eternal. There was 4 spin-offs. What were their names?
Duke Nukem again. Dookie Nukie.
Yep. It's definitely it.
Duke Nukem Mobile.
Mm-hmm.
And Piggy Boy's back at it again.
Duke Nukem Time to Kill, Duke Nukem 0 Hour, Duke Nukem Land of the Babes, Duke Nukem Manhattan Project.
All right, so it's pretty close.
A couple portable games, like 8 of those, but we won't get into those. So when did the last main series Duke Nukem game come out? 2011. 2008 was the canceled one. Now, when was the one before that?
97.
96. Really close. I'll even give you that one. So it's been, a decade since a Duke Nukem game. So I think we're primed.
Yep.
What?
Ask me how many times I played a Duke Nukem game.
Probably 0.
Correct.
Yeah, that's my guess. Duke Nukem 3D was ported and to PlayStation 3, PlayStation Vita, Xbox One, PlayStation 4, Nintendo Switch. What was the name of the port?
Ooh. Duke Nukem Reloaded?
No, I said it because you could guess it.
Duke
I'll give you one.
Again.
I'll give you another hit. It came out in 2016.
Duke Nukem 20th anniversary.
Correct. Well, kind of. Duke Nukem 3D 20th anniversary world tour. But yeah, I was like, the 20th anniversary. I'm like, you just said it came out. I really thought you forgot. You said 96. So I was like, we're gonna do it. So technically, that was the last.
I was just scared that my math was off.
No, that would have been funny though. When did the first Duke Nukem come out? Well, this will be our last question of the day.
87.
91. 87. Jesus. And what platforms did that come out on?
PC.
MS-DOS, Windows, and OS X. It
PC.
released on those in like 2012, 2013. Besides playable, MS-DOS was the OG release, which I did mention multiple times.
Is DOS not on a PC?
That PC is not an operating system.
Okay, well, you could have asked for specification.
I
just give me the
did.
answer.
All right. Thanks everyone for joining us. We got a lot in there. And yeah, thanks for the new follower. I saw that at the beginning. Appreciate the follow, like it, love it. One more of it.
Hey.
We'll probably be back to Sunday recording next week. We've just both been. Sage had a lake trip. I'm going to the beach. Gonna get a sweet,
That's a getaway. Hey,
sunburn
what they're gonna say.
Yeah. And that's it. So keep gaming. Love ya and bye.
Peace out, fuckers.